Welcome to Brawlhalla.
Well, an opponent that anybody can go down to or has lost to at some point in their competitive career. But we're going to be going into what is remarkable to me is not the first time that Wrench has been on this Lucian, but he's willing to bring out Blasters versus Cody's Blasters for this game one of the best of 5 set. We're going on to small Brawlhaven, so it's going to be a crazy matchup where defense and force, which normally is quite a opposite disparity here, right? With Lucy with such low force and Barasa being such a tanky character, isn't going to matter as much with a stage that's this small. And opening up the Blasters, Wrench gets a nice, solid D-Light sidelight nair onto Cody Travis at the beginning of this matchup, and damage is already back and forth.
Coming in with this Lucian pick, one of his higher picked legends in terms of like overall career. Nice ground pound there. He tried to like stick to Cody, maybe come out with that unarmed ground pound once his weapon was gone, but Cody was able to immediately hit him away with that axe recovery as he came back to the wall and ended up coming out on top in that edgeguard situation. And he's only in the orange.
Yeah, that was very surprising because the nair hits the gravity cancel side stick. D-Light starts acting as an anti-air. Wrench now on the back foot, and Cody is like, this is a great position for me to be in because you're just going to be trying to approach with sidelights, D-Lights, neutral lights, whatever have you, and I have an axe. One of my favorite things about the axe versus Qatar matchup is I feel like axe neutral light. Very, 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 very good at stopping every ground option that Qatar has if you react properly. And axe down light, if they're trying to approach you with a down air, that's the perfect anti-air.
It's like those two moves were made in tandem of like, here's the down air, and this down light is going to beat the down air.
Well, it's a very straightforward matchup to play for the axe player, which means that Cody really only has to worry about this Blasters versus Qatar matchup where Qatars could really get in between the shots that the Blasters puts out and get him an advantage here. But Cody so far really taking the lead here, and Wrench unarmed picks up the Qatars once again to fight against the axe, and Cody's like, no, go back to the Blasters, I liked it better that way, hits him off stage and primes him up on that weapon.
Nice big Sarah. You see him throwing out that side signature, sort of in celebration as Wrench was responding back in. It's now Blasters v Blasters. This could be an interesting matchup between these two. You mentioned earlier we might not see as much Blasters, at least on the winner side of the bracket, now that Boomy went down to the bottom.
Never
but
mind.
Didn't really expect this Wrench Lucian to be coming in. Been playing a lot of Mako recently, so that could be an option that Wrench might stick to. Or may just go with these Blasters, with this Lucian pick. A little bit slow, sort of, between these two players in the Blasters matchup.
Yeah, and Wrench, I think, was thinking the same thing. Tossed those away, picked up the Qatars right afterwards, and the neutral sting in the wrong direction means he gets down aired for his troubles. Neutral on the way back up, sidelighted, nared. Cody, just a beast on the edge, and that nair comes through.
So much punishment for that neutral sting.
It was one neutral sting, and he went from white to orange. It was like, but we are on small Brawlhaven. Wrench on the Qatars. Did he prime it? I think he did. And that means he's going to be on Qatars for the bulk of this last stock. And Cody onto the axe here could have a heap of trouble if Wrench is able to get him off the side of the stage. Neutral six could be huge here. Being able to get him with sidelight dagger ground pounds is pretty big as well. But so far, Wrench can't get a single hit in.
And he's been really careful about how he initiates because of that axe Qatars matchup, like you mentioned earlier.
Oh, okay. Ground pound comes through. Cody has to recover the other side of the stage. Wrench can't chase him in time, but he's fine with that. He got the damage through, and he's continuing to attack on Morris. One nair to two. Down light, down air. Oh, he tried to get the read, and Cody huge at the Sair clash there. Wrench could have been flying to his doom if that actually connected in favor of Cody. And now Wrench has an edgeguard scenario where I feel like he's got the advantage. Cody goes through a crazy recovery, and then nair hits. Oh, Wrench, is he going to bring this back? Oh, the pivot neutral stick, the classic Barasa finisher. Slide charging it, getting him with that spike, sending him off the left side of the stage. Takes game number one over Wrench, but Wrench really did a good job coming back at the end of that game.
And it was so close. It was 509 damage to 500 damage. But the one thing, even though it was really even, we are on small Brawlhaven, depending on what win condition that Wrench is looking for, he could have to put, actually it was 501 to 510.
It's very disorienting looking at those numbers left to right. Just a bunch of 5 1s and zeros. Wow, that was a very closely damaged match. And we're going right back to small Brawlhaven. No breaks at all in this matchup. And Wrench sticking on to Lucian, starting with the Qatars, and the nairs are bouncing Cody all around. Double D-line goes for the triple. Why not? You keep going until that move doesn't hit. Cody, oh man, downlight again, but the nairs this time, Cody's connecting with them instead of Wrench, and the damage really going back and forth. Downstick not punished by the downer, but Wrench doesn't care. He is just flying off the rails with these attacks, and now Cody, with that nair connecting, means that Wrench really has a solid lead, but man, the pivots from Wrench. I don't know what's going on there. He's getting such amazing reads, and then randomly in the string, he'll pivot the attack in the wrong direction, and that gives Cody a ton of room to work with. And if he can stop that from happening, Wrench could be destroying Cody right now in game 2.
Blasters coming out. Cody over on the far left side. Wrench, oh, even this little weapon toss down. I think he meant to do that one, hopefully baiting out a dodge, but then he could immediately grab his weapon since it didn't go anywhere. Nice side air. Wrench finding himself with a beautiful lead on this one.
Yeah, remarkable to me that Lucian side air on Blasters was able to knock out, but that's just how much damage Wrench really backed on that stock number 1. And Cody, switching over to the Blasters, going to be fighting against Guitars, but a lot of great damage buildup coming out from Wrench and the Guitars. And much to my surprise, the Blasters are actually being the weapon that Wrench uses as the knockout finisher. And that recovery the Nair. Oh, Cody!
Man.
Really going for the read there. That down stick would have been huge. Doesn't quite connect, but another down stick would almost certainly be enough, at least on Brawlhaven, to take Wrench off the top.
Wrench being very careful how he initiates. He's getting caught in the air with these jump side airs from Cody. That down air is going to be the spiking move.
Yeah.
Cody's going to have his choice of weapons. There you see another celebratory side signature. Even had time for the neutral signature. Didn't make too much of a move to get over to that weapon spawn because it came right on top of Wrench while he still had iframe spawning in.
That's what those are. There was no reason for those signatures for any other thing, right? And oh, that recovery coming through from Wrench. We've actually seen a surprising lack of amounts of Blasters recovery in this set so far. That I think even when recovering, they have not been using it too much. And now that I've said something, oh, Cody trying to get that down stick up the top right away, and Wrench doesn't fall into it with the neutral light. Whoa, slide charges the neutral stick off the stage, and Wrench gets the ground pound punish. Let's see, can Cody get this edge guard? He's been so great with the neutral lights and the side lights off the side there, but Wrench is adapting pretty well now. Can he get a side light this time? Oh, he went for the side air read, and Wrench gets right underneath it.
You see him going for that GC downlight, sort of turning that one around as Wrench might normally move through him. Didn't end up making contact. Now
nice.
Cody is the one with a really nice lead here as he takes out Wrench on the right side.
You rarely see those side air and side air strings, but Cody was able to side air him in a way that he bounced off the stage, and he was able to side air in the opposite direction, get the knockout as well. Now the nairs and downers are really flying wild from Cody as downlight side air catches Wrench on the left side of the stage, and that's a huge lead for Cody, but side stick with the reversal into side air means Cody has to recover super early on. No jumps, no dodges. Can he make it back? He doesn't even get a chance. Wrench didn't let him have a second to breathe, and that was a huge stock from Wrench because he was getting shot up in that last stock, and that means that he's already in orange here. But Lucian, yes, low force, but a very fast and very beefy legend. He can be able to hold his own against Barasa here, but I mean, one axe neutral sig. Oh no, that's I can almost feel it happening already. Cody's only put out one of those neutral sigs so far, and it hit.
Oh, he's adding this damage up. Wrench is already in the red. Side air gets spot dodged by Wrench.
Oh, he's been staying on the axe the entire time here, too. There's Blasters. He can switch. He has a choice. He chooses not to. That recovery being gone means he gets the nair through, no side air afterwards. But Cody, with the axe, gets the neutral light, and that is more than enough force to send Wrench flying off the left side of the stage. And that means that if Wrench wants to switch legends now's the time. 2-0 lead for Cody Travis in this best of 5.
And you talked about him having the option to swap off to the Blasters and staying on the axe towards the end. And I think that's him wanting more numerous and more easy to set up KO options. You saw him hunting for those Sayers. The only time he's stopped doing the Sayers were when Wrench was above him. So he's like, well, if I throw a Sayer, that's not going to hit. That's just a waste. So I'm going to throw a Nair, add up a little bit more damage. Enough for the in-light kills. Now we're seeing that Mako coming out from Wrench.
Yes, I'm very excited about this because you were talking about it at the beginning of the set, right? Wrench has been focusing on the Mako a lot, both in his ranked matches, as community tournament play, official tournament play, and now he's actually bringing out as the break glass in case of emergency legend against Cody Travis in game number 3 here on Small Brawlhaven, which means Guitars, a great sword, are going to be coming out against Cody. So far, only Guitars, but that means the signature kit is also very, very much different. Lots of mobility coming out from Mako's signature kit on the Guitars. Side stick can travel as far as Surrey side stick, basically down stick with the steerability, and the neutral stick to be able to dunk them in whatever direction you choose.
And that's going to be something that we didn't see coming out from the Lucian pick. Not too much movement on that signature kit. There is a little bit, but not too much. Definitely nothing compared to the Mako coming out here. There you see, even that one, that's not the most moving signature. It's still a lot of movement on that one, and jumping high into the air, coming into that 45 degree, but it's not enough to catch Cody, who still has the lead. Yeah,
the least, the signature with the least amount of mobility is the one that also takes up over half the stage, which is down stick on greatsword. So, the ground pound comes through, and Wrench evens up this game game pretty quickly and opts to stay out of the guitars, priming the guitars as well. Going into this game number 3 back against the wall, Wrench is keeping it even, but Cody is still at a very advantageous position as these nairs are coming through, and Cody keeps fighting back with the sidelights and recoveries. Oh, great streak!
Oh!
There's the neutral stick active input to the right. Wrench tries to go for the side, but Cody gets the recovery to activate that chase dodge, but that's a lot of damage coming out from Wrench's Mako.
Now, he did only hit that signature in yellow, but that did put him in a good spot. Oh, he's going for another one. That one would have put some hurt onto Cody because he is in the orange now. Wrench doing a great job adding up this damage.
Oh!
Finding such a good way through Cody's blasters. The signature missed. Cody tried to punish. That missed, and Wrench got in for the counter punish and the KO.
Yeah. An interesting recovery option from Cody. It's very rare that I see Wrench successfully get neutralized on the recoveries on the edge where it stuffs the recovery, but Wrench was able to get it, and now he's got a really solid lead. Okay, that X grab pound actually almost knocked out. It was that close. That is a very hard angle to get, but he manages to connect with it, and Wrench now fighting back. Oh, the sidelight, he tries to get the reverse down air onto Cody, but he doesn't quite connect with it. But so many unanswered hits from Wrench on the Mako means that we might be going to a game number 4 off of Wrench's Mako, but that side air makes me eat my words. We're now in a 1-to-1 situation, and Cody is barely damaged by comparison. Let's see how this plays out, as Cody has been really favoring this axe in his last stock situations.
Wrench was looking for that weapon spawn. He saw him putting a lot of space between him and Cody. Grabs the guitars. His guitars on Mako have just looked next level compared to what he had. He fixed it! There's going to be a big edge guard situation.
Oh, he gets him!
He ripped the ground pound really
There
early.
spikes, and Cody has... Does he have a way to make it back?
Oh, he still had the dodge in time!
Oh, Wrench almost lost that. He almost lost that.
That was so close.
If Cody hit anything on Wrench there, Cody comes back, Wrench can't make it back. That was terrifying. What an amazing... That is the sign of a guitar master. We're going to be seeing that guitar nair off the right side of the stage that spikes Cody directly downwards. And that is huge. Look at this. Beautiful. It doesn't get any better than that. And Cody gets the actual recovery, poorly spaced, hits the bottom of Small Brawl Haven, probably curses the stage, says, why isn't it flat under here? But you know what, Cody? You just didn't play around.
That's why it's not flat.
That's why
Literally
it's not flat.
that right there. That's why they did that.
Exactly it. And Cody is now going into game number 4 against Wrench, where Wrench on the Mako is showing that he's got signs of life and could potentially bring it to game 5. Man, we're getting the closest matches of the day, because every other match in the bracket Spark has been 3-0.
Yeah.
We've gotten pretty lucky with these.
We've been getting lucky with these. Specifically, man, this turnaround from Wrench, his guitars just look so much better on Mako, even aside from the signatures that he's using pretty darn well. Just his regular neutral guitar play is looking just another level from his Lucian that we saw previously that Neutralite's going to catch, but no immediate follow-up, and Wrench gets an answer back. I think he's a little bit behind maybe in terms of damage right now, though actually he's ahead after that side air. Cody find a nice 2-piece. See if Wrench can land. He can't. He gets hit by a side light, the turnaround neutral signature from Cody.
That's pretty huge, and Cody went for one of those in one of the earlier games as well and missed it, but that time it connects. Even though it slides a little bit underneath the stage, still plenty of force to send Wrench flying to his demise off the top of the stage, and Wrench swats the blasters out of Cody's hands, but Cody kicks him away, picks up a new pair, and neutralizes him immediately, and Wrench can't get anything started here on this second stock. Let's see if he gets this knockout. He's looking for that delay recovery potentially. Any dodge read that he can get off the top, sidestick the reposition, and Cody just stares him away and tacks on more damage, and Cody really put on the hurt in the game number 4.
Cody's movement is stepping it
up.
Even the moves that he misses, he's able to get away in time. His damage output is incredible. Completely gets away from that. Didn't want to even deal with a follow-up, didn't try to punish it or anything. Just immediately got away after those 2 hits from Wrench.
Let's see if Wrench is able to get the knockout here with the Greatsword. He has certainly not been favoring it in this matchup since he switched over to the Mako. Ooh. Dodged barely through that weapon throw. That would have gotten me for sure. Side air hits from Cody, and Cody's almost ready to get an unarmed side air for the knockout here. Wrench side airs down to the ground. Unfortunately, gets the landing animation of that. Stuck in the ground a little bit too long. Recovery hits, and Wrench has now done 1 stock to 3. This is a tough matchup indeed. And Cody already gets 2 hits and side sig. You know what? Why not? Right? That would have sealed the deal. I feel like if that did connect. But good punish for Wrench. Good punish.
Now, one thing that I like about Cody currently is he was dealing with the Greatsword pretty well. Now, Wrench isn't necessarily like the goated Greatsword player.
Yeah.
And definitely wasn't coming out like the best Greatsword player at BCX, but Cody had to miss BCX. So
the guitar
players
Side airs him. Can he even make it back to the stage?
Oh,
he can.
he
Red,
like
let's
that.
go. The neutral six zoning Cody away from the stage. Side airs him into the stage so he doesn't get his jumps back, meaning that he has one jump left after hit stun, and then maybe a dodge if it comes off cooldown. Guess what? Didn't come off cooldown fast enough. Ground pound connects. Wrench brings it back. It's now 1-1, and Cody has to fight against Wrench in this situation where Wrench is trying to bring it to a game number 5. Let's see if Wrench can get something started off the sidelines. That neutral stick misses, but Cody's getting a lot of good hits in.
It's that Cody axe. It's the thing that's been ending these rounds so well. Could be a neutral signature.
Okay.
Gets
All
punished
right,
on that
down air,
side
sidelight,
Wrench!
downlight. Wrench tries to get the ground. He gets a downlight. So much damage coming from the guitars. The guitar is still picked up, but he's oh, that's it. Side air hits him. I was thinking it was just going to knock the weapon out of his hands. No, it knocked him off the screen, and Wrench goes down to Cody Travis, 3-1. But man, he was making the miracle comeback happen, Sparky. It was so close at the end of that game there.
That's what's so scary about end games against an axe player and a really good axe player. Even when you're just a little bit behind, because they're finding that nair every now and then. Okay, maybe you get one hit as an answer, but they're going to outpace you in terms of damage. And talk about outpacing in terms of damage. 585 from Cody Travis compared to the 412 from Wrench. 49 damage per engagement. Like every engagement you have with an axe player, they're grabbing 49 damage. And then all it takes, like at the end, they're hunting for that side air, but all it takes is that one. They end up cleaning that one up.